Good evening, this is Kuro with the dinosaurs going nuts in the background. Got a ranked game in my Shimakaze going over the matchmaking. Let me hop back there a second. Going over the matchmaking, two Yamatos, a Des Moines, DD heavy game. Got a Z52, which is a very interesting ship on this map. He can really be a pain in the butt to deal with. A Shimakaze, and then they got some gunpowder, Haragumo and Kaba. So we're gonna, you know, if you've watched previous videos, um, Haragumo, Kaba, they're extremely powerful ships when you have DD heavy games because they have above average firepower as far as a destroyer goes, and if they're played correctly, they'll be using another destroyer to basically rectify their spotting disadvantage. Um, my game plan, I've noticed that a lot of Kabas like to make a fast run into A cap right up the middle, and if you catch them, you can really punish it. So that's my game plan. I'm immediately popping my speed boost, and I'm taking the fastest line that I can down in here to get my detection or my concealment range down in here to try to zone any of their ships from running up directly into ACAP. Um, Again, this is one of the few instances where I will actually use my speed boost to uh, get my butt to an area where I am going to do something specific for my team. Basically, I do not like using my consumables unless I have a specific need to do it. And just, getting from point A to point B a little bit quicker doesn't justify that in my opinion. It may take me a little longer to get to a cap, but when I get there, I want to be able to, have a full 3 minutes of enhanced engine performance for either higher top speed or most commonly enhanced dodging, uh, that kind of thing. Basically, come right up here. If you look, I'm using my detection circle to zone people out here. Nothing's getting in this cap without me spotting it, and my RPF is shifted to here. That's telling me that there's a DD that's playing somewhere around in here. And so, my attention changes focus from a cap to, letting my team know there's a guy up in here. And based off RPF, I'm just going to drop a couple sets of torps. Actually, I do drop all three. Um, just covering this entire area with torps. And I see that the enemy Shima is getting rolled over by our Yu Yang and Gearing. So I am thinking about pushing up through here to help make sure that this guy gets cut off and killed when the enemy Haragumo pops up. I know I can't win a gunfight against this guy, but he eats a torpedo. Um, that was actually interesting because it looked like he ate that amidships, which should have done full damage. Um, he ate that torpedo somewhere in here, um, but instead it only did a little over 13k as opposed to almost it's like 21k. Um, but regardless, uh, I'm doing some work in the just shooting in smoke. He's a big DD. Uh, just me trying to finish him off, and I was able to get the kill. I got some help with some allies basically shooting at his smoke too. Um, but we were able to get it pulled off. Now, I'm noticing that AP shot from the last at the last minute when I was just getting back into my smoke. I believe it's the Z52 somewhere in here, and not the Kaba. The Kaba usually will be shooting HE. So I'm tentatively thinking that I've actually got two DDs in here with me, a Kaba and a Z52. And there's the Z52. And right there, the Z52 advantage, he spots me using his Hydro. And basically, you know, I'm detected, at 5.8 rather than my usual 5.6. F3 torpedoes. He's a big sluggish DD. He eats a torp. Um, he's still ticking. And down he goes. And I drop off. A little bit more damage there, mainly because I boxed myself into this island. I was thinking I had a little more time uh, to get around this island, but kind of hit that destroyer at the worst possible time. You need to be careful when you're positioning yourself like that. I would have taken probably half the damage I did if I was able just to kite directly away. Um, so just something to be aware of. Just taking a cheeky AP shot at this Kaba. I didn't lead enough. Um, but, you know, Japanese destroyer tactics. You get that last second window, going ahead and, drop a shot into the guy. He's going to have to rush to get a shot off at you. And, if that volley would have hit solid, that could have been an easy 3-4K volley on a Kaba. Um, so worth the risk in my opinion. I had island cover right there. Right here, I am concerned that my Hindenburg's gonna try to make a play for the one line and just not feeling it. Our teams, we're gonna get C cap eventually. Don't run off and get killed. And he's telling me that he's coming back. So I know that I'm good to push mid. I've got this Yu Yang pushing in here. So we're gonna push up and see what we can do. See if I can get some shots over this island. This all is also telling me that there's no DDs around in here. This is actually giving me a lot of information that there's nothing around here that can sneak up on me. And that's nice because this Des Moines hasn't been spotted in a while. I've been assuming that he was actually going to be coming up here because how long he's been gone. I haven't seen any shots, over here, you know, but by the same token, he hasn't really shot at the Hindenburg up here too. So is he sitting in A cap just waiting for somebody to push in here? So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick sneak peek. Um, I'm relatively low HP, so I'm not gonna push in there like some doofus and you know, get shot up. So I'm just gonna dump some torps in here and see if I can see what I can see from the outside. Maybe I get lucky and something comes around that corner and I blast it. But I don't see anything, so I'm gonna push up closer to the island and then I'm gonna reverse right into here just so I can get some eyes in here, and if I get radared or something, I still have some cover that I can quickly get behind. This is just playing safe. We don't need a cap. If we want to play this clean, don't go in here. Yu Yang, why in God's name would you go and try to pick a fight with a Kaba? You're healthy, but he's almost as healthy, and he has quite an advantage on you when it comes to um, you know gun DPM and effective gun DPM with his armor, as opposed to you. Um, we finally see the Des Moines. You know, who knows where that guy has been, but basically he's in ACAP now, and he's basically going hell for leather to kill this Yu Yang. This is kind of a risky torpedo drop. I kind of deem it, worth the risk, and just flooding this entire angle with torpedoes, because I expect this Des Moines to push up here and try to YOLO this Yu Yang, and my torps will help lock him into position. He starts turning out, um, so he knows he's going to get YOLO torped. He still eats one of my F3s. Again, these torps are just so fast that they're extremely punishing. Um, and you know, Des Moines just gets finished off. Broadside to the Yamato, trying to dodge torps, and that's just the end of that. Kaba pushes in there, same thing. I'm switching to AP. I was thinking that I was going to get a broadside shot in here, so I want to use AP. Again, you see just how fast Kaba melts that Yu Yang. That's my Yu Yang dead. And again, I'm reversing out here. I basically want to catch that Kaba as soon as he peeks out around that island. Be able to get some shots off. My gearing's pushing him, and I just basically throw a set of torpedoes out there just in case, and take a shot and just catch the stern of him. And I mean, that's how easy it is to get full pins on a Kaba with Japanese destroyer AP. I didn't catch, the armored portion of the ship. I caught the end of his stern, but it's still so thick you still get full pins. Um, you know, this was a game, lot of destroyer on destroyer action. Um, People, talk about Shimakaze, not being able to fight other DDs. I think I did all right this game. And, oh, well, you got lucky torping a Haragumo. Well, they're pretty easy torp targets. If you've ever played that ship, it is painfully weak to torpedoes. But also wanted to point out, Z52 had his hydro up and still ate torps. You know, uh, Shimakaze is a very real threat uh, to destroyers that are going to try to push it with, especially with F3s. Um, so here's a game where I kind of feel like Shimakaze really held her own against these other DDs and let my team win the middle of the map, where we were able to use that later in the game to basically split the enemy team, and eventually start pressuring ACAP. Um, so, hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any questions about any of the tactics that I'm using, or you see something that you don't understand, or I haven't explained what I'm doing, just leave a comment below and I'll do the best I can to answer it for you. Hope you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.